Hello and welcome to DC Figures and Collectibles. I'm Tyler G of Batman Figs on Instagram, as well as Batman TAS Figs on YouTube, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host all the way from Stoke-on-Trent, England, and you can find him on Instagram at the.batfan. It's Scott. Scott, how you doing?
Hello, Tyler. Hello to everybody listening and watching on YouTube. Always like to give a shout out to our vidcast now on YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm doing good, thanks, man. Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing really well. I got a lot of plastic I'm excited to talk about.
Yes.
A few new things.
Loads of new stuff from looking down your page.
Yes, and I also got a lot to talk to you about. Hopefully I can. We didn't check this before. Okay, cool. All right, so have you gotten any new? You haven't gotten any new plastic, or have you?
There was one figure I did pick up this week. I got a pretty good deal on eBay. But you can't guess what that is. Oh, actually, no, I bet you can. But I bet most people can't guess what that is. That is an armoured Alex Ross Aquaman, and he looks very, very cool.
What? That is crazy looking.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Loving the Alex Ross stuff at the minute, and it won't be the last to buy. I want to try and get a collection after I got the Wonder Woman a few weeks ago. Yeah, definitely want to get some more. I think the Batman's going to be next. Kingdom Come Batman. I really want to try and get him at some point. He's expensive though, so I'm going to have to save up a little bit for that. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for me for new plastic. How about you? What new figures have you been getting? And we've seen them on your page, but
yes,
let's hear from the horse's mouth what you've got.
I've gotten this Catwoman, which I absolutely love.
Yes,
I think she's brilliant, minus a few things. And then here's this Batman that I got.
He's nice, that Batman. I do like him.
Very much in the vein of the newest animated Turtles Batman. There's a lot of similarities. I kind of wish they would have went with a cloth cape, but
yeah,
oh well.
True.
And the one thing that does kind of suck, even though this Catwoman's brilliant, the one thing that the DC Essentials line always tends to lack is accessories. And this is the first Catwoman figure I've ever bought that does not have a whip, which that's very surprising.
Yeah, it is very strange, and she hasn't even got any alternate hands, has she?
No. And the other thing that, I could have given them a pass, but even that red hood, it doesn't come with guns, but it has the guns put in there. And I would have, like the comic art, she has like the whip hanging out of her belt. So I would have been able to take if they had a little thing hanging out there, if they wanted to be that cheap. But yeah.
Yeah, they did that with the Arkham City Catwoman, which I can show you right now, right here.
She doesn't come with the whip?
She doesn't come with the whip, but they put the whip on the side there.
See, I like that.
Yeah, it actually looks really good, to be fair. I'd rather than do that than include a shitty whip just for the accessory, and she comes with the bowlers. But yeah, she's a really cool figure, and like I said, the whip comes with on the hip there, glued on, so it doesn't look too bad, to be fair. It's a shame they didn't do that with the Catwoman that you've got, but yeah, she does look pretty good. She does look pretty good. I'm not a massive fan of the purple Catwoman. I always prefer her being black because she's a bit more stealthy and being a thief, but I do quite like that purple. It's quite nice.
Yeah. So the reason I wanted to get it is because I figure I'm already doing all the DC Collectibles, like trying to get every version of the characters, and I have a few Catwomans, and there's the gray, there's the black, there's the mezco, and then now I finally got a purple version. And I know that before now there's only one or two made, and they didn't look that good.
Yeah.
The one thing I do like about these, although they don't come with the accessories, is the fact that if you are collecting the McFarlane, I think these two look brilliant together. And
they do look quite good.
This Batman's also the same size as the McFarlane Action Comics 1000 Batman that came out, like exactly the same size. And I think the McFarlane one's even a little, maybe have a slight bigger or a slight taller.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's like what we talked about before, getting figures in 2019, where you get the figure and like you're kind of excited, but you get just like, okay, it's good, I got it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's true. I mean, and that figure is incredibly photogenic, as we're seeing now.
Oh yes, and that's the one thing I really is if you get the right light, it almost has a texture look to the cowl and stuff.
Yeah, well, I love the slim eyes that you've achieved on that because of the angle of the head. It looks really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely. I have a partiality to the blue Batman, so I am liking it, even though it did have its shortcomings. I did have a foot break right away. I was able to take it back, thankfully. Even though I feel bad doing that because the comic book shops, they pay for it up front, and then they have to send it back to the DC Collectibles and hope that DC Collectibles gives them money back. So I always do feel bad when something like this happens, but I'm not going to I couldn't just live with a hot glue figure the first day of buying it. Hot gluing it.
DC Collectibles, with QC issues, whatever's
but other than that, I got a pretty premium figure, and it is the Albus Dumbledore Soap Studios.
Nice.
And I have a few ideas that I want to do a Joker with this figure because the head swap, it does look pretty funny.
Looks like a nice Bruce Wayne coat as well. That does. It
does, and if I put Christian Bale's head on it, actually looks pretty good. And the hat is magnificent just for accessory because it's like it's even suede. So they did a lot.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it comes with 2 coats, so just the possibility of accessories alone is pretty cool. And again, Soap Studios is stepping up their game because the head sculpt looks even better than that one. Even though I'm not a big fan of these characters, or if I'm being upfront, I've never seen any of the movies. I'm really happy with the way this picture came out.
I think that's. I have no idea who these people are. I'll be honest. I think this figure here. Would look good with an Alfred head on, maybe with Master Coat.
Oh, that's true.
Like a Michael Goff Alfred suit, and then that could be easily a Bruce Wayne, or even Clark Kent because of the. I feel like Clark Kent wears a lot of brown suits.
That's true.
Bit of Kansas farm boy, and I think that looked quite cool with like a Mezco head or something on there. It looked quite nice.
I was even tempted to put the animated Bruce Wayne head on it because he like wears brown all the time. So I just can't see what the animated figure looks like with soft goods.
He does, to be fair. Yeah, I know. It'd be interesting to see what the Bruce Wayne soap head looks like on that. You have to do a picture of that. It looks quite
definitely
cool.
going to be Frankenstein tonight. Now that you mentioned it.
You should definitely have a go of that. But also, what we'll say about these figures is that tailoring is improving. So we've seen like a lot of baggy suits, especially like on the soap early Mezco stuff. But it is improving. It's getting a bit narrow and more streamlined, which is good to see.
And they even take a different texture to the coats. Like the guy on the left, his is corduroy, and the guy on the right, his is like a suede. So
okay.
I don't know how they do it, but it's pretty impressive.
That's pretty cool.
Good
to see that they're definitely getting better at stuff like that. And again, looking forward to the Catwoman that's coming out.
And the Bat
for them.
Hopefully that's coming soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Really do hope the Batman's going to come out soon. I'm really interested to see more pictures of that because some of the pictures they didn't look the most amazing. So I want to see actual photographers do some pictures with it and then see about getting one because that Mayfex one is going to be tough to beat. But I think the Catwoman's definitely going to be one that I think I'll buy.
Yeah, she looks really good off the bat.
Have they mentioned anything about when they're going to be released, those figures?
No, they tell me nothing. Most of the time, I don't even know when they're sending me something until I just go outside and there's a mailman outside.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yes.
It was brilliant. I had one last shot of these two together.
Yes, that one. That was so hard to get that lighting, but I'm so glad it worked out.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
We talked about probably 4 or 5 times about how sometimes the simplest shots take forever, and this one took out of it all.
I can imagine because especially when you're posing 2 figures, DC Essentials figures as well, like so close together, and the ankle joints are a nightmare sometimes because they're so loose and they're not the best. I hope DC Collectibles doesn't continue with those joints for other figures.
Yeah, and on this one, I even debated fixing that elbow because her elbow looks funny and like doing some Photoshop on it. I was like, nah, I'm just gonna leave it. Yeah, that's how it looks.
Yeah. No, I think I'm definitely with you on that decision because it's when you're photoshopping it, like it takes away the figureness of it, if that makes sense. I don't think I've seen a lot of people Photoshop joints out and stuff, and just like stop kidding yourself. It's an action figure. Just leave it in. It's fine. It's the company's fault, not yours.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, it's the company's fault, not yours.
Yeah, it's like, and that's the thing too. It's like it's our job to show these figures for what they are, and that's how it looks when you pose it. So if people want to invest their money, they now know what it looks like.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just a lovely picture as well with the fantastic extreme set bank vaults.
Yes, and that's another thing I have to get better at doing is remembering all the sets I actually have. Sometimes I forget that I have some of this stuff. And it's like, oh.
Yeah, it's true. I haven't used extreme sets in quite a while. To be fair, yeah, it's actually true. It's just so easy to sit in front of a computer screen and do pictures. That's the problem.
Yeah.
This is one thing I definitely wanted to mention. BTAS has returned.
Yes.
You said you were going to do it randomly, and you stood by that, and you kept your word, and you just randomly posted the on leather wings picture. Been enjoying some man bat stuff lately. We've both been doing a few man bat shots.
Yes, and I have to again say, like, that's what inspired me to do it again. Was after, and what's funny is, like, after I do the Batman Animated Series and it's done, I don't even think about it. I try not to even think about it until my body naturally is like, hey, like, I'm feeling the itch. Yeah. And doing this and watching some of the episodes, and like we talked about last week, seeing an episode you don't really think is going to be good, and you're like, okay, I'm kind of surprised by how good it is. It reignited my love of it. And I'd have to say, again, watching the episode that we're covering today, I was almost smiling the whole time, just loving every bit of it.
Yeah, I mean, this episode picture we're looking at here and the one we're going to review today, that's just classic BTAS, and the two episodes couldn't be more different if they tried to be.
No.
Really. And yet they're so similar in how good they are. So, yeah, I mean, particularly about this, I love the table and I love the angle that it's at. Every time you see a still from that episode, the table's always at an angle with the potions and all that stuff, like on the edge of the table. So that's perfect, and a nice use of the bank set again, extreme sets.
Oh, that bank one's my MVP. I took a piece of the bat cave with his analyzer machine to make it look a little bit more scientific.
I feel like all that first episode has almost got like a brown tint to it. And
yes.
Same with this picture. Like, it's very, very, very brown. Everything is.
I tried to use a lot of warm tones, and I made it so brown that I had to use a little counterbalance with the blue, and I tried to do a little bit of kiss of that on top.
Yeah.
And Simon, he reached out to me and showed me a picture he drew that's remarkably similar to this. And I also just enjoy the fact that it made me happy because it makes me think like we all think a lot alike, the people that are fans of the show. So it was just enjoyable to see fans thinking on the same wavelength. We didn't have any prior discussion. It was just funny.
Yeah, that's it. It's weird sometimes how like some people's pictures or ideas can cross over at some point, and it's genuinely. There are a lot of copycats out there, but genuinely, most of the time, it is coincidence. It's weird.
Yeah, like when you and Lewis do a accidental, like almost the same picture, like on an Arkham Week.
Yeah, we've tried to streamline ourselves a little bit better because of that. Like, we kept on doing the same pictures at the same times. Now we try and share pictures before we do them, luckily to avoid that. But it does happen quite regularly, I'm not going to lie. This one's brilliant as well. So I've seen you do this picture a few times, but this one was easily the best of it because obviously you've developed your Photoshop game since the previous time you did this picture. I swear it was like last Christmas, I think.
Yes, I did a version of this, and I think last Christmas it was even a repost, or maybe I reposted in between then. But this one, I have the better tools where I don't have to do a crazy amount of lighting, and I could do the more exposed picture and use the light of the Batmobile. And then what I did to give it the picture, because it would be even more brighter and sharper, or I would say more saturated looking, without doing some opacity to it, making it more a little sheer and make it look like it's being backlit from the screen. So I try to do that as well.
Yeah, no, it looks brilliant. And Christmas with the Joker as well, fantastic.
It's one of my favorite things to do with Joker pictures, and you've done it a few times, especially with your one where you did the Captain Clown one, is I like doing pictures where you could almost hear the Joker himself just looking at it. This one, love it. Oh, where's that Batman? Oh, and that Robin. I love it.
Speaking through a picture, this one as well is absolutely fantastic. A bit of atmosphere or so, I'm guessing, in that.
Yes, and again, I have to say, this for scientific pictures are people that are doctors, which almost every villain somehow is in Batman. I'm loving this Batman cave setup, and it's just shows another reason why it was a great investment to get it early. Sucks if you wait because it's expensive now.
Yeah, no, that's true. I feel like all those big sets are really expensive.
Do you know why the OCD in me went with an unmasked image of this Scarecrow?
No.
Because that's not the regular sack head of the first appearance.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. That's a great point. Do you know, I always preferred the original Scarecrow mask. I don't know why, because I accept that the newer head they did looks better.
Yeah.
But I always prefer the first one. I think it's because I can remember watching it as a kid and just seeing that, and then it changed. I was like, oh, why has it changed like this? But oh well.
Scarecrow probably went through the most changes of all the characters.
Yeah. Although that said, they weren't the first version of Scarecrow I actually saw on TV. The first version I saw was the New Adventures one, and that's my favourite. I freaking love that Scarecrow.
Yeah, the skull-looking one in shadow.
Oh, mate, that's just so cool. It really is. It's just so evil, and that voice as well. The same voice as Question from JLU, which is weird.
That actually makes a lot of sense, too, to me.
And you killed Captain Clown. Brilliant.
And this is, I was trying to do a bunch of different things to get that look of where he's going through the factory on the conveyor belt, and the light beams go past him as he's just smiling creepily to himself. It's one of the most haunting images. And in this episode, there's a lot. It's strangely comedic for a Batman animated series episode, with especially Alfred just cracking jokes right at the bat. And it, Joker doing puns like, let's put some air holes in there and all that. But it's I think there's something very menacing about that image of him just creepily sitting there.
Yeah.
On the corpse of Captain Clown.
It is very weird, isn't it? But I think certainly we've mentioned this before, but this episode definitely kicked off the sort of BTAS series and what it was going to stand for and what it was going to mean.
Oh yeah,
I mean that in terms of just the story and how it developed, and the Joker and Batman relationship. This was the episode I think that fully sort of begun with that. But we get two very brilliant Joker episodes early on, like 2 out of the first 4 Joker episodes, and here's a little Easter egg into what we're going to be reviewing today. I mean, this is fantastic.
Yes. That was a fun one to do, and I of course was inspired by watching the episode.
Oh, I love Harley on the microphone with the with the phone book.
That's another great. Not only was Hugo Strange from the Diamond Select Gotham series great for his body, but that phone book and the books actually it comes with PhDs too, so he's just a great buy to get in general. Yeah,
he's brilliant. Does he come with a chair as well?
Not the one I got. I know there's I didn't get the deluxe version that comes with the cool. I went to that Toys R Us. They only had the $15 version. So
fair enough.
For some reason, mine didn't come with glasses or the chair.
That was very strange.
Yeah,
that's usually a Mezco move. You have to pay to get it. It's very strange.
It's a San Diego exclusive.
I'm looking for this picture. I don't know where it is. There it is. This one, I really enjoyed this picture. Batman Beyond. Definitely after I finish the Arkham games, I think I'm going to watch Batman Beyond again. I mean, this is fantastic.
Yes, and this one, just because a lot of people know that Ace was named, the dog Ace was named after this Ace. I thought it was kind of essentially like the same as Batman set with her waiting for her time. This dog's essentially doing the same thing because he's alone. He's got no one in his life really at this point until Terry comes. So
yeah,
I thought it was an interesting parallel, even though it's kind of sad.
Yeah, no, it is, and a nice chance to see that other picture that you did with Batman and Ace.
Yes. When I was first learning the shop.
You have to have another go of it. I think it'd be fascinating because it's sometimes fun to see your own progress, I think.
It is, and I mean, you're the reason that I've been doing a few. Like I did a Flash one a couple of weeks ago that we talked about, and that was just a redo of a previous one. And it is,
yeah.
I mean, it could be easy to go lazy and go like, okay, this is just a throwback from one I did and got a lot of likes, but
yeah,
a different challenge to try to use all the new tools and techniques you have, accessories. And, it's I don't know. It's important to enjoy the fact that you did some good work when you look back, but I also think it's important to always keep moving forward. And not
Yeah,
just
definitely.
settle.
I mean, if you're going to recreate your own idea, then just, like you said, just try and improve on it and do something a little bit different, and don't just try and recreate it again. Try and improve on it. But this one's brilliant. So you got all the Batman comics and stuff. How did you get those?
Those were printouts from a while ago. I've had those for probably 2 years, and I've used them sparingly. Yeah, I've used them sparingly. I even have a picture where Mezco Batman's holding it, Dark Knight Returns.
Nice.
The Detective Comics one.
I
And I had all those.
Love that one. Mad Love's brilliant.
Yeah, that one actually came out really well. And yeah, I just thought it'd be cool because it was a Saturday. I was feeling nostalgic, thinking about Saturdays, and was like, why not do this? Father, son. They got their old comic books. Thought it'd be funny to have Superman, of course, saying something that's ticking Batman off.
Yeah, Batman doesn't look impressed with whatever he's saying. It looks absolutely fantastic, that one. And anyone saying why they're reading about themselves, you've got to remember there is a multiverse now. Thanks to the CW.
If your dad was Batman or your dad was Superman, why wouldn't you want to read about him?
I know, yeah. I love the Grey Ghost DVD in the middle of there as well. Well, VHS, I should say.
Yes. It's time. It's a period piece.
And Connor needs to improve on his manners. You can't leave pizza lying on a couch. Get a plate like Damien.
Well, Alfred's taught Damien well. Connor doesn't have that luxury. Or Jonathan.
Yeah, he's been taught etiquette by Alfred. But love that, and the Grey Ghost car there, the glass, brilliant, and the cabinet as well that you got there. That's really nice. Looks great.
I was gonna put a bunch of glasses in that, but that was just like, it's so hard to shut those things and keep those things balanced. I was like, nah. Drive myself mad and insane when I'm just enjoying a relaxing picture.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Making a nice use of the couch as well.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Brilliant.
Don't want to. I always feel bad if I don't use something I got for Christmas.
Yeah, definitely. You've got to use all those accessories and make sure you get the best out of them. Accessories are they're so fun sometimes. How you can sort of, you get new accessories and you think, I don't know if it's going to be worth the money, and then you just absolutely use the crap out of them sometimes. And then you spend $100 on a figure and it doesn't, it never gets photographed.
Yeah, that's the one thing I always want to force myself not to do.
I'm very guilty of that.
This is where we last left off with the theme of the weekend. We recorded over this past weekend.
Yes, indeed.
Now, as we move on, hopefully I went the right way. Nope.
It's counterintuitive. You would think you'd have to go to the right to carry on.
And here we go with this one.
Yes. This one, I mean, I inspired a lot by Lewis's work, Simon's work, Batman the Articulated series as well, I think. He's done some of these. But, yeah, I just wanted to do a classic Commissioner Gordon office scene, and the backdrop came from the Dark Knight Returns movie, from the scene where Gordon's about to resign. And, yeah, I got the files on the table from X-Files Mulder figure. And then the rest of the accessories just from BTAS figures. And just wanted to try and keep it quite simple. And just good excuse to photograph these figures. And that Harvey Bullock figure is brilliant. Even if his head was a pain in the arse to sit in. We were on about this on the last show, and this was the picture I was on about when I was taking the picture, and his head kept falling out.
I wanted to bring it up again because there's one lady in the background that's going to have a big week coming up, and I just love that she got put in the picture. And since Harley Quinn's going to be in a movie, it's also fitting to have another Batman animated series character that was created in it. So it's going to be fun to see how she's portrayed. Yeah, and it's just a beautiful picture.
Yeah, two of the main cast are BTAS creations, which is fantastic.
And Obi-Wan. No.
and Obi-Wan.
Now this is especially one that I really love because I love this extended downloadable content. When you first got the game, it was cool seeing Harley again in the classic BTAS outfit because we hadn't seen her yet in that. Correct?
Yeah, we haven't seen her in that outfit until that DLC came out, and I just think I love that that DLC, A Matter of Family. I've done quite a few different pictures of that particular DLC. This time I swapped out the Joker.
I love that little touch
for this. I just swapped out the Joker for the Killing
Good
joke.
little foreshadowing.
Yeah, absolutely. And just because he's a brilliant figure, I don't photograph it anywhere near enough. He's fantastic. Really is a brilliant figure. And yeah, some cool Mezco accessories in there as well, like the teddy bear with the bomb on it. That is a brilliant figure, that Clown Prince of Crime Joker. It really is. And don't say it often about Mezco, but that figure is absolutely fantastic.
I know I'm thankful that you got it, just because of the Joker that came of it.
Yeah, I love that Batgirl figure as well. She's outstanding.
Now, this is getting creative for a GCPD weekend. I really like this.
Yeah, I mean, this picture I didn't actually take for the theme. I took it and was going to use it just as a regular post, but I thought it was a good opportunity to use a Gordon I don't use very often, and the Batman figure that is very, very cool. I don't photograph often enough, and I don't want to just take it in Halloween pictures once a year, but it's a brilliant Batman figure. Really do. Saw some people having a bit of a dig at it in the comments, but I think it's brilliant.
I saw
Really
the first
like
comment
it.
I saw. First comment I saw was someone saying Batman Gospel, love the long Halloween.
Yeah.
So as much as there's haters, there are probably people that have never read the comic and just see the image and go, "Oh, that looks different."
Yeah. No, he's a fantastic figure, really, isn't it? Incredibly comic accurate. It's brilliant. It just looks perfect. And yeah, and the Gordon looks quite similar to the comic as well. That, of course, is the Greg Capullo Gordon, but and then just used like a NECA cop figure for the background from Terminator.
No, that looks good.
Yeah, again, throwing a few files together. Got a calendar which I
with Halloween circle.
which I bathed in tea, and then got a newspaper that's from @LCMK2, who's disappeared off Instagram, but I'll give him the credit anyway. I've no idea where he is. If he's listening, please return to Instagram. I don't know where he's disappeared to.
I remember him. Yeah, what did happen to him?
I've absolutely no idea. He just disappeared completely. I used to get loads of different accessories off him. Really gutted he's disappeared. But yeah, if you're listening, please come back, because
he did a lot of Photoshop, right?
Yeah, did some fantastic work. Yeah. It's disappointing, but just enjoyed taking a different picture of some different figures.
Now, talking about different figures, and you already talked a little bit about it because we've been doing a lot of it lately.
Yes.
But I love this picture. And it really captures the essence of the ending of the episode.
Thank you.
I even love that he's all battle damaged.
Yeah. Just put the subtle blood on the mouth there. It's one of the few times we actually see Batman have blood on him in the animated series. We see it a lot in The Mask of the Phantasm, but I think they downed it on purpose for the animated series, just for TV. It's about the only thing that they made more subtle. But this was good fun, and it took a while to get the right background, because some of them weren't quite right, and I'm not convinced that one's the best. But
are you kidding me? I think you talk about the brown tones and everything. I thought I couldn't imagine having to look through it all. You did a good job.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, no, appreciate it. I wanted just something with the moon in and a little bit of cityscape, which you can kind of see on the right hand side a little bit, tiny bit. But obviously the end scene was on a bridge, so you're not going to see an awful lot in the sky anyway, other than the moon. So just wanted to get, like I say, a tiny bit of cityscape, a massive moon, and then just some clouds, and that was the best one that was there. So
I like the sense of danger, because you do feel almost claustrophobic up there at the end, and everyone feels like about to slip off the bridge.
Yeah.
I really do enjoy this picture.
Yeah, that Man Bat figure is freaking amazing as well.
And this, we don't get to see a lot of this, so it's nice when we do get to see it.
Some CW pictures. Me and Lewis run about the CW, saying, "Oh, loads of people are enjoying the CW stuff at the minute." It's just like, I'll throw out this picture then.
Well, it's good. And those are DC. Most of them are DC collectible ones, or all of them.
Yeah, all DC collectible ones. Those are, yeah.
And here we get to see it again, the 12-inch wonder.
Oh yeah,
the portrait.
Yeah, I just wanted to do something a bit different. So the one thing I'm noticing with Hot Toys is low-angled pictures don't work as well for them, or certainly that's what I'm thinking at the moment. So I tried to do a little bit more square on, a little bit more portrait kind of pictures. and then I'll try and have a go at doing some lower angle pictures, which I'll obviously, anyone that follows me knows that I always do that, or mostly do that. So I have to try and adapt a little bit and just get just a nice shot of Batman, basically. And wanted to try and make the background blend nicely with the angle.
Oh, it does.
I love that Grand Avenue building as well. It's such a cool building. And been playing Arkham Knight recently. I'm not quite finished yet, but I'm almost there. It's just so amazing. It really is. Just Arkham series is just unbelievable. And when you're fighting in that last game, you almost get the sense that it is literally years ago since you played Origins, because I played in chronological order. And when you see Slade come back in this game and Firefly reappearing, there is a real sense of a timeline, which is just amazing and such a fantastic series. And hopefully we get another game from it. Really hoping Warner Brothers Montreal sort something out soon. But yeah, it's just an amazing game, and to play through it is just an absolute pleasure, because the story is just magnificent. Never mind the gameplay; that the story is just utterly brilliant.
The best thing about this picture, I think, is just how perfectly you blended the background, and I really do feel the sense of depth, and I really feel like he's there.
Thank you. Nice one, yeah, I appreciate that.
And you just started shooting Hot Toys, so that's not. Maybe really your skills translate better than most people would think. Now, please tell me the story of this.
Oh yeah, so
I know that you've posted them before, but I tend to forget where. I think is this the Darwyn Cooke version?
It is, yeah. It's a Darwyn Cooke Black Hawk. I can't remember what line it's actually from. It's not from a designer line. It's from a really old line, like 2004, I think. But it's obviously based on the the JL episode, The Savage Time. It's clearly based on that. Because it's the exact same design in every way. And obviously, Darwyn Cooke was closely associated with DCAU as well. So, it's absolutely fantastic figure. It scales pretty nicely with the Justice League figures. It's probably on the slight taller side, but you can fudge the scale a bit.
Yeah, with your angle, it looks like he's about the same height. Take off the hat.
Yeah, he's a fantastic figure. He really is. And I absolutely love that Savage Time 3-parter. It's a mini movie which is brilliant, and got the background from Black Hawk Island and the episode in JLU. It's the first episode of season 2 with Flash, Hawk Girl, and Fire in it. It was a fantastic episode.
I'm a fan of any hero that rocks an ascot.
Yeah, that's it. And I had to put it was just Superman originally said it to Hawk Girl, but Batman saying a friend of yours because of the Hawk's emblem.
Now, this one is probably the one I have the most nostalgic feels for in terms of gameplay, because I played City so much.
Yeah.
This makes me want to throw it on and get right into the game. See?
Thanks. That's really kind. And yeah, I mentioned this Catwoman figure earlier. She's brilliant, really is. The whip that she comes with, it just looks so cool. And
if only DC Collectibles could have done it again.
Yeah, definitely. The boas that she comes with are great, and the whole sculpt is great. It really is. And that Batman is the rabbit hole Batman with an Arkham Asylum head, but a black version rather than the blue, which is what it was in the game. Because the peg fits perfectly, so it can make a little battle damage custom with that. And got the background from the courthouse from the first scene in Arkham City, or the second scene actually, in Arkham City.
It makes me want to get on a gargoyle.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely fantastic. It's quite a nice backdrop to use for pictures because it's pretty detailed.
Do you think we'll see purple gloves with the new movie? First night out?
I hope not. I hope not. I hope it's not an origin story in the new Batman movie. I hope it's like an Arkham origin story where he's kind of been doing it for he was doing it for a little while, but people are slowly starting to get this grasp with what he is and who he is. I hope it's more like that. It would be perfect to see like a long Halloween / Arkham origin story. That'd be the perfect Batman movie. But this figure, I'm taking enough pictures of him really. I'd love to get an original Robin figure to go with him as well.
I never see enough people take pictures of them, so the fact that you did it at all, it's great to see.
Thank you. Yeah, and you know, this was like prime Mattel figures, like back in their amazing heyday when they had all these beautiful DC Universe classic figures. This was one of them, and it's absolutely brilliant. The gun he comes with is pretty cool, and just wanted to go for a really old school Detective Comics look with this.
It's money.
Basic lamppost and the blimp in the background. There's always a blimp.
It's gotta.
There's always a blimp.
It gives it that more age feel. This one I was really pumped to see because it's just great to see the use of those starfish accessories.
Oh yeah, the Starros are bloody cool. How they fit on the face. I was annoyed with this one though. I should have used Manhunter as the one that he's captured because he's the last species rather than Batman. Don't know why I chose Batman.
Batman gets enough FaceTime on Instagram. It's good. Martian Manhunter some FaceTime.
Yeah, you have a point. But
now, how did you get the guy to float first?
Okay, so
you did a great job.
My dad photoshopped out for me. I'm shit at using Photoshop, but
he did a great job.
And my dad gave me a hand with photoshopping that out. Well, when I say a hand, he photoshopped it out for me. But
it looks perfect.
Yeah, he did a cracking job on it. It looks great. And yeah, big thanks to Kevin of Renke Customs for the Preserver figure, which is the big blob on the right hand side. He's fantastic. Absolutely
upside down egg.
Yeah, and it's just so show accurate. Just Google image the Preserver DCAU and you'll know why. But Wonder Woman and Manhunter are just such cool figures as well, and I love that kryptonite accessory. Yeah,
the other favorite part that I have about, other than the starfish accessories, is the lighting you put on Wonder Woman. It's just beautiful.
Thank you. That's kind of a little bit of light behind her almost reflects back off her, which is quite effective sometimes.
And whether you love him or hate him, there he is.
Yeah, the Jared Leto joke and the controversial one that always gets people either angry or content with his version. But I don't mind it personally.
It is what it is. There's no changing it now, people.
No, I think these two go great together, and they look pretty cool. It's a shame that we're not going to see him in the new Birds of Prey movie. It would have been cool just to have him have a cameo in there or something. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen.
I thought there was a rumor he was going to be in there.
But apparently there was. But
they cut it after the success of Real Joker.
Yeah. I think Margot Robbie had said that he's not going to appear in it. There's no cameo in it. I heard there's going to be a Green Arrow cameo in there though.
That would be sick, and I did see that. Spoilers.
Yeah.
Who cares though?
Yeah. I did hear that was going to happen, but
I'm sure you'll see it like Thursday anyway, accidentally. Everyone, so don't be upset.
I mean, that's still speculation anyway, isn't it? So no one knows what's going to.
No, I don't care.
Yeah, nobody knows what's going to happen.
And if it was Green Arrow, do you think it would be Stephen Amell or a new person?
No, apparently it's a new person, but it won't show you the face or something. It's just going to be like a Titans Batman situation.
Oh, so and also like a Shazam Superman ending.
Yeah, kind of like that, something like that. Apparently, but who knows? Who knows?
Well, is there any way? I know you probably announced it, but can you announce it on here? What the weekend theme is?
I can, yeah. So with Lewis of At the Back Collector, we're going to be doing an Iconic Heroes weekend. So all the big hitters will be in there. You can bet your bottom dollar. There'll be no
is
Marvel.
That a pun?
No Marvel.
Does that mean it's going to be all DC icons?
No, it doesn't. No, it won't.
The line figure.
The Lewis may do some
5 inches?
icons pictures. Lewis may do some icon pictures, but I won't be. Although we need to do a DC icons theme again soon. Maybe in the next month or two, we'll have to do a DC icons theme.
That would be nice. I know that you have a lot of like Blue Beetle and stuff like that doesn't get a lot of love.
Yeah, and you know, it's
we
weird,
also have Mr. Miracle.
Yeah, Mr. Miracle, he's freaking cool.
Because of the cool mother box.
It's weird, you know. I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, DC need a line to compete with Marvel Legends and all their stuff. Like the Essentials aren't cutting it and all that." We had that line with the DC icons, but they killed it. That was the line.
To make collectible cows or something.
Yeah, like I still think there's a demand out there for it now, even what 2 years on from when it was cancelled, or 2.5 years on since that Death of the Superman pack.
Yeah, because I know we even talked about it previously. Like, even a lot of people still consider their version of Harley Quinn to be like the standard version.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
No, their Batman's kind of sucked, but
and then you look at the Super Sons pack as well. That was unbelievable.
Oh, yes, all-time favorite pack of mine from them.
Yeah, and the Nightwing as well, and the Batgirl, and like they're two of the best versions
with the motorcycle.
Yeah, they're two of the best versions you can get.
And Lewis has done some of the best photos with that back.
Yeah, absolutely, and the brilliant Lex Luthor as well. He was great. Joker was pretty good from that Death in the Family.
Yeah,
but I always find it strange in all of these lines, no matter which one it is, Icon Essentials or even DC Direct stuff. Why has there never been a good Robin figure at all, like a Dick Grayson Robin? It's never happened.
Really good point.
They're
more concerned with
never done
one.
that. Yeah, I don't know what it is, whether it's a licensing issue, because even Mattel don't really go there very often. And it doesn't look like McFarlane are going to anytime soon. So, but I hope we do get just a good Dick Grayson Robin figure. It's been way too long.
That's a good point, yeah. The last one that even had anything to look like a Golden Age Robin was probably the Mattel Carrie Kelly.
Yeah.
She took off her head.
Yeah, definitely. And I think before that, the last Robin was DC Universe Classics one, like they were the all red and black trunks. I think that was, we're talking like more than 5 years ago. It's just really strange.
That's crazy. I'm also surprised someone like Mezco wouldn't do one.
Oh yeah, there's a huge demand out there for a classic Robin figure or a Red Hood figure from Mezco. Probably more Robin, to be fair, but I think a Mezco Batgirl would look cool as well.
Especially if they did the hair right.
Yeah, there's so much they could do with all the Bat family from Mezco. Hope they get to it very soon.
Probably a good 4 years off, even if they announce it today.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of new figures, are there any cool announcements that stood out to you this week?
Off the top of my head, not really, to be honest. Just looking forward to getting those McFarlane figures. I hope they come out soon in the UK. But no, not really. I wanted to ask you, have you seen the Sinestro in store anywhere? What does that look like?
Oh, yeah. I saw Sinestro. I saw Green Lantern. I saw the Sinestro looked really good. And his ring could be bigger. That's the only thing I wish.
Yeah.
It was, at first, I thought he didn't even have a ring. I was like, are they serious right now? But then I saw it. Wish it was a little bigger because I really like how McFarlane Toys did the Jon Stewart one. But I mean, all the figures look great. I just don't want to spend that much money.
Yeah.
Because I already have a good Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. I don't need another one, just another inch taller. So
yeah. Hal Jordan's not particularly inspiring, is it really?
No, at least with the Jon Stewart, it was a different version from the animated series because there was two different versions.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah, definitely glad they went with the alternate head sculpt rather than the original Justice League one. I think they were quite clever with that.
Yes, and I was even tempted to because I saw at the comic book shop they had the Iron Man, like the final version.
Yeah.
And it was the Marvel Legend. I was tempted to get that just to make some funny pics.
Yeah.
But I was like, nah, I can't be that frivolous with the money. just do some gag pictures. But
yeah,
I saw a lot of. It's interesting going to the comic shop because I see a lot of old school figures, like the picture you did with your year one Batman where you showed the lamp in the back.
Yeah.
From the Dark Knight Returns, they had that Carrie Kelly Robin, and they have a few. Like there's a Wolverine that has this really cool samurai looking background that I know I could use for a bunch of. It looks like samurai armor, and I know you could use that for Bruce Wayne things since Batman '89 had that. Where'd that come from? And
that'd be cool. There's
also Night of the Ninja, Day of the Samurai. So there's multiple things I look at. So going to a comic book shop for me and not just being focused is like I could just be looking around and debating in my mind for hours. Do I need this? Could I do a shot? looking on Amazon and comparing it, seeing if it's worth.
Absolutely love all the old lines. I really do. I think they're so much better, the older figures.
And you can tell because that's what you've been really loving getting lately, is like some jewel finds from old lines.
Yeah, I really love just picking off the whole the old figures, and we've talked about articulation versus sculpt. Now, I kind of said articulation last time, but I think sculpt now, just from the figures I'm buying. Yeah. I'm not really buying figures with a lot of articulation, but they just look so cool, some of them.
I think I have to agree with you there, because even these DC Essentials figures, I don't necessarily need them, but their sculpts are so sick. Like that Batman, his little scowl is so cool to me and looks so comic accurate.
Yeah, you can give a figure all the articulation in the world, but if it doesn't look good, then it's not really much point in having it, really. And
also in my head, because I pre-ordered the Mezco version of this, basically. And that one just don't know words. So it's like, do I want to wait another maybe half a year to who knows how long to pay so much for a figure that everyone's going to spam like for a week after getting?
That's the thing, yeah.
Like, this is good. It's $20, $25. It's like I have accessories. I got the figures to go with it. It goes well with McFarlane figures too now, which I'm actually really liking that combo.
Yeah, that's it. And the whole spamming thing is so true. It just gets boring.
It's all going to be a portrait, a portrait.
Literally. Or a rooftop
portrait in an alley, portrait with the back cave, portrait with an alley.
Or portrait with Gordon and back signal.
It's going to be a beautiful figure. I'm going to like looking at it. It's like, but I don't need to spend that money just to add to the constant stream.
That's it. I mean, they're all great shots and that, but just do something a little different. I love being awkward and different on purpose.
It's fun.
It's like this week, done the Leto Joker picture, done Arkham City picture, and Man Bat, and Long Halloween. I just love being awkward on purpose. I think it's fun.
I'm sure people get pissed off when I post the Harry Potter picture. I don't even know what I'm posting. I'm sure that throws people off.
Fun to be different sometimes.
They're beautiful figures, and for people that like doing kit bashing stuff, they could be cool customers.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, do we have any other figure news? Because I don't think we do. No,
I don't think there is. No, it's.
I've been hunting. No Hellbat. No side of them.
That's strange. Yeah.
Even the Targets, they restock all the other ones that already have, like the Green Lantern, Harley Quinn, all that. So.
Have you seen the Superman yet? The armored one.
I haven't seen any of the. I haven't seen any of the other waves other than the first one first 5 figures I got. And the only one I don't have is the animated Superman, because I already got 2 of those.
Yeah.
So, fair enough. I mean, I'm almost losing the desire to even get the Hellbag. It's like, I'm not even be bothered with it now. The hunt is just killing it.
Yeah, it is getting on a little bit now. I hope McFarlane gets get the figures out very soon.
I still really want the Batgirl. I think she's beautiful. And it's such a different version of her.
Are you going to get the Batman who laughs as well?
Oh yeah,
because he does look great. I really like the Nightwing as well. I don't really need another Nightwing figure, but he just looks really cool.
Yeah, and all the little details of his suit is what really looks cool. It looks like he has like a bunch of crisscross patterns underneath. It does look cool and just unitard.
Yeah, and they've got really nice details. They've nailed the shape of Nightwing as well, I think. I think he looks really good. I probably will end up getting Nightwing. Just looking at him now, he looks so cool.
It does look like even leans more toward the Arkham line Nightwing look.
It's like an Arkham and Titans Nightwing mixed together. Yeah, it's really cool. Really, really cool. Probably have to get.
Speaking of which, have you watched any of it?
No, I still haven't. I've been just destroying Arkham Knight all week. It's just been
I don't blame you
to that game. Addicted.
I honestly don't blame you, because at least after all this is done, you still have something to look forward to. You got your stuff to look. So,
yeah, true.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes absolutely. I just tend to binge stuff and get it over, and then I'm like, okay, now what?
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like, I think once I finish the Arkham games, might have a bit more chance to go through it then. But yeah, just too addicted to the Arkham stuff at the minute. Again, even though I've played it like 5 times over, still can't resist playing it again. It's so good.
See, the only reason I haven't is because I sold my PS4 a while back, and I'm waiting for that PS5, and I know I'm just going to tear through those once I get it. And hopefully that releases on time. It's not too crazy hard to get. But we digress.
Indeed.
Even though we actually do get a lot of quote-unquote gamers listening. Well, that's only because of you, because we talk so much Arkham. So
you're
the gamer expert on the show.
I would hasten to use the word expert, but I am the gamer of the two of us.
Yes, hopefully I can catch up some in the near future.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Since we got no figure news, we do have a lot of DC media news. A lot of news on Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Are you going first day? What do you say?
Well, hopefully, yeah. When I find out when I'm working, all being well, we'll go first day. Yeah, all being well. Looking forward to it. I think it's going to be pretty interesting to see. Yes,
very interesting. I think I'm going to have to go first showing on Thursday.
Yeah.
And it's just because I don't know if I want to see it with my parents, just basically hearing all the reviews about how much swear words are being used. And I don't mind it personally, but I know it would be awkward just to be sitting with my parents. So I'm going to at least watch it once and see if it's worth seeing with other people, like with my parents like that. But I definitely also want to see it first, too, just to avoid any of the spoilers, which I know will drop as soon as it's released.
Very true.
It will just be fun to talk about on the show. But
yeah, definitely. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. There's a lot in it that looks good. There's a lot in it that looks interesting. And there's a little bit of it that looks bad, to be honest, but we'll see what happens when we get there.
I'm also interested to see what all the stuff that seems like it's reshot after the success of Joker. That's what I'm interested to see.
Yeah.
And see if there's going to be any hints of anything. And just any of that stuff, because you know that the corporate side of that stuff gets mucked up. So.
Yeah, true.
So
yeah,
it'll be interesting. True. But hopefully it's good. And I'm already hearing mixed things, but you hear that every time with every superhero movie, so who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's praising it, but everyone was praising all the other films that got slated in the end. So who knows? Actually, talking of films, the Batman has begun officially filming as well. Hopefully, we're in the next couple of weeks going to see some street pictures of maybe Batman himself, the Batmobile, the villains. So that's going to be exciting.
It was fun waking up to seeing an image of the marker posted in people's stories. Yeah. So hopefully, like what you said, I want to see the Batmobile, even though I still see people getting. What's funny is all the people that are complaining are going to be the people that keep posting the most pictures of it once it's revealed. Like, oh, it looks sick. Yeah.
That's often the way, isn't it?
I already see people like, a muscle car.
That's incredibly true. A lot of these people do slate it, and then the next minute, like, oh my god, that's amazing. Yeah, always happens.
I'm really interested to see the Catwoman style because, like we've talked about previously, and what we've known by talking with Jason, who worked at Mattel, these companies like to get toys out of characters that they know are going to be in media and stuff in that year, and he talked about how he knew that he was going to be working on Harley Quinn stuff for this movie coming out, or that they might be until they lost the license and that sort of thing. And we've all of a sudden saw a lot of blue Batman coming, and all of a sudden there's rumors that Pattinson's Batman might be blue, and we're starting to see a little bit of purple Catwoman. It'd be interesting to see maybe she wears purple, some kind of shade of purple. And she has short hair, but maybe she wears a wig a la Batwoman. Who knows?
I hope it's like an Arkham Catwoman or a BTAS Catwoman. I hope it was that kind of style.
I would love if it was grey. Yeah, I would love that.
I think that'd be cool. And just in the style of the character, I hope it's like a BTAS Catwoman where she's got no special powers or anything like that. She hasn't got 9 lives or anything like Batman Returns. And she's like I say, like a BTS or Arkham one where she's just a pure cat burglar and toys around with Batman a bit. I think that would be quite cool.
I would love that.
Just a classic Catwoman.
I wouldn't even mind seeing multiple outfits, since that tends to be the thing to do nowadays. Yeah. Like with the Harley Quinn movie, you see her basically in every comic outfit she's ever worn in all the trailer parts.
Yeah. It's a different outfit in every trailer. Sorry.
So that'll be fun. Let's hopefully we start seeing maybe stuff next week.
Really hope so. Yeah, hope we get to see the Batsuit and stuff very soon.
I hope your countrymen are on it, Scott.
Well, there was rumours it was going to film in London, but it's in Glasgow now. If it was in London, I'd been tempted to go down and have a look, see if I could see anything. But yeah, in Glasgow, I really can't be bothered to travel all the way up there.
Come on.
No, unfortunately, that's a little bit too far afield. If it was, like, say, if it was London, Lewis even mentioned it about going down. We could have a.
That would be.
It's
sick.
just like 3 or 4 hours to travel there. We would have gone down and had a look, but yeah.
And if you didn't see anything, you take figures and shoot figs. With that back.
True.
It's a win-win. Now, speaking of Harley, we're recording this early, so there's no new episode of the animated one. Can't talk about that. But no other media really outside of the Batman, Harley, and all the rumors and all the story leaks that we've heard from the Birds of Prey stuff.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting.
Yeah, it is, for sure.
Now we get to talk about the episode that is, I think, completely interesting from beginning to end.
Yes.
And that's Almost Got Him.
Yes, with loads of little episodes within an episode.
Yes, little vignettes. Yeah. And it really needs no introduction because as soon as you even show an image of the title card, most people that don't even watch the show know this episode.
They do.
It's like with Mr.
Right.
Freeze.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and a lot of people put this in their top episodes as well, though, when we have the guests on.
Yes.
Virtually, yeah. I'd say maybe a third of all the guests put this in the top 3, which is quite a lot when you think about how many episodes there are.
Yes.
And I know it's the favourite episode of Simon, who was at the Batman the Animated Fan when he came on. He chose this as his top episode.
He's done a lot of great art for it as well.
Yeah, he absolutely has.
Now, what comes to mind when you first hear this
episode? I think just the whole image of the table with all the villains surrounding it. I often think back to the image that you did with the bat symbol shining down on it. That image is one that sticks in my mind. But as a kid, I can't really remember this episode, if I'm honest. I think it's one of the later ones that I watched. But yeah, it brings back good memories every time I watch it. It is one that I do kind of look forward to seeing again. It's pretty good. I like the story behind it and everything. So yeah, pretty solid episode. What do you think?
I think in terms of Batman animated series, I think that it hopefully I said that right, encapsulates everything about the series because it has lightheartedness with everyone getting a dig on each other, and it goes from tones of joking to dark tones of Harley Quinn turning Catwoman into literal cat food, grinding her body up.
Yeah.
So it goes from extreme light tones to crazy dark tones, and these villains are in a bar, and it's the 90s, so they could smoke in a bar, and I love everything about this episode. And
it is like Batman.
Go for it.
It is like Batman 66 at the start, isn't it? Where you have the villains all together, and yeah.
Okay, let's get into it. And I've watched this episode twice before, and I feel like if we wanted to, we could probably just go quote and do a whole live radio show, a whole reenactment, and just say this is our favorite part. Then we like this. And it starts off right away. We get the close up, of course, Joker playing with the cards. And okay, it's going to be a clean game, which that alone is just funny because they're all villains. And you get just like close up of each one of them and their hands. And you instantly know who they are just by their hands and their voice. And it's just a great opening scene. We see Poison Ivy walk up, and she gets in a little dig on Croc. Then she gets a dig in on Harvey, and that little back and forth is hilarious. And so what do you think just about this intro right now? There's so much to talk about here.
It is a great intro, isn't it? And it's how they're all discussing Batman as well, how they're all terrified of him, and then they openly all admit that they're scared of Batman. But yeah, naturally. I do enjoy that. I do enjoy that one, and Joker gets in a few digs on Poison Ivy as well, which is quite funny. And I think it's a great opening scene, and they've picked a good cast as well, a really good cast for this episode. I think it's fun how you see Ivy and Harvey meet as well for the first time since that whole incident at the start of the series when Ivy poisons Harvey and puts him in a coma.
Yeah, that you just slides him right off the bat again.
Yeah. But what I do like about this scene as well is that when she kicks Croc's chair over, Croc disappears off into the background, and you notice him start fighting thugs, which I found quite interesting, and that's a little Easter egg as to what's to come.
Ah, another eagle-eyed spot. I never even realized that. That is very interesting.
But it's quite weird because Croc disappears, you hear a fight, then you see a fight in the background, and then
I remember seeing the fight.
So it could be that maybe Batman came in, took Croc out, and replaced him, or maybe we've got Croc knocks over a thug, thugs start fighting him, and Batman may or may not appear.
I like that. I like that take better than what I thought. But then, so they all talk about how they almost got Batman. And then Joker, of course, says, we all have an almost got him story. Mine's the best.
I love that.
He's very confident, never had a lack of it.
Yeah.
And he says, I would say ladies first, but since we don't have any, we'll just let Pam go. Just another dig, as you said. And we get to see the first little vignette of the rogues, and it's almost like I like that it's at least themed in Halloween. She talks about, so it gives a little Halloween vibe, and also the tone of this is a different color, and even people like Zulu on Instagram have even made custom figures just of the color of this this little vignette. And Poison Ivy, of course, it's very simple, but it's cool, just the visuals and everything. She had a bunch of pumpkins poisonous and a pumpkin patch, and she's waiting for Batman to come, and he's of course able to subdue her. He has a gas mask. And then she says she ends her story with what we all to hear him say, and that's when I almost got him.
Yeah.
But hers isn't too impressive, so I'm glad that she did go first.
Yeah, his idea was pretty crap as well, wasn't it?
Yes.
Of which Joker and Joker lets her know that as well. Let's say after
exploding.
Going at the end, the second person to go, which another Easter egg I noticed, was Harvey.
The second,
second person to go. Two-Face goes next, and he robs Gotham Mint of $2 million in $2 bills, which is
with the two-time game.
He must suffer massively with OCD. But so Batman tries to thwart the robbery and gets captured by Two-Face, who then ties him to a great big giant coin. So now we know where the big giant coin comes from in the Batcave. As Harvey decides to tie him to it and flip it on a great big massive machine or contraption. And Batman,
which for as dumb as it sounds, it looks really cool.
It does. Honestly, it actually does. It is like a classic old comic book scene or something. It reminds me sort of like the Legends of the Dark Knight episode.
Yes.
When you get the big massive piano, it's kind of like that sort of idea going on with the great big massive coin, but it's pretty cool and it works quite well.
When Joker wasn't done fiddling with them yet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he manages to steal Harvey's coin in the scuffle.
Whatever happened to the coin?
And cuts. I know, because the coin's
let him keep it.
Yeah. And the coin's been scratched to hell on the corner as well, which Batman uses it to cut free. And he escapes. Oh,
yeah, and I love his reaction when he sees it. Just the way he screams is hilarious.
Harvey is horrified of what's going on. And Batman uses that to cut the rope, and he escapes and then captures Two-Face. And then you cut back to the scene, and he's like, it wasn't for this damn coin, I'd have had him.
And I love it. Batman even gives him a little, here, I owe you $1.
Yeah, just the sarcastic little dig that he has to have at Harvey.
There's a lot of great one-liners.
There's got like great one-liners. It is like a classic. I keep saying it, but it's like a classic 66 episode sometime. And after we hear Two-Face's story, we get to hear Croc's very brief encounter when he was in a quarry and he threw a rock.
Most people love this part the most.
Yeah, he threw a rock at him, and it was a big rock though. But that's about it.
And the best thing too is seeing everyone's reaction when they just pan and they just see
everyone's silent. Yeah,
they just move on.
Even Joker couldn't smile at that.
Which that's rare. That's really bad. And then we saved the best for last. The Joker.
Well, we got Penguin as well.
Penguin is Aviary of Doom.
It's Aviary of Doom, yes, or his big birdhouse.
Yes, that one is funny, and he talks about how they have those mundane miscreants have no drama in their soul because they just don't like the way he speaks and the way he gives his dramatic reinterpretation of his tale. But it is fun seeing it, and I think he has the most creative use of his gimmicks, so especially with the birds and their poisonous beaks and spraying Batman in their little nectar that they drink, and then having that crazy ostrich, which, man, that would freak me out the most.
I'd have been terrified fighting that thing.
I hate birds, and not a freaking 6-foot bird with razor sharp talons. I'll probably gut you like a kangaroo.
I love how Batman stops it as well, just stabs it with one of those poison birds. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Brilliant.
And then, of course, we hear Penguin say the same thing that Alvin said, that's when they almost got him.
Yeah. No, it is brilliant, that one. And, yeah, I do enjoy that. And it blows up in the end, but Penguin manages to escape.
Yes.
Unlike Poison Ivy and Two-Face, Penguin manages to escape. He flew the coop, as he put it. But then, yes, we do get to hear Joker's story, which is brilliant.
I do like that they let Penguin escape because he tends to be the one that keeps his nose clean, which is why he's able to still work at the iceberg and all that. Yeah, so it does fit in with the character.
Yeah, it does.
All right, lead us on into the very reminiscent of the talk show that came out last year. yeah, absolutely. So Joker was just saying, there's different ways to get someone. And it's just like last night, him and Harley were on a late night live show with that Harley introduced the Joker to come on, and then they revealed Batman as the special guest who was hooked up to a giant laughing machine. Naturally, no one's going to find this joke funny, so Joker decides to pump the room full of laughing gas. His not only his laughing gas, his patented laughing gas. And I don't know if he managed to get a patent on that. I have no idea, but he did. Probably from the same guy from the Laughing Fish.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Mr. Carl Francis.
Poor Carl.
Yeah, he's still getting screwed over even to this day. But Harley decides to make everyone laugh by reading out numbers on the phone book,
which is brilliant.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and that's the picture that you did. From that scene, which is brilliant. And to that point, Catwoman flies into the studio to save Batman, and she attacks Harley, takes Harley down, and goes to save Batman. And the fork that Joker was using to annoy Batman and just prodding Batman uses to unattach the locks and escape. Joker decides to run away at this point, and Catwoman goes after her.
Yes. And man, just from that scene, but one of the funniest things is when Catwoman brings down everything on top of Joker and he just goes, "Catwoman, ladies and gentlemen." It just sticks his hand. That's so funny to me.
Yeah. It should, to anyone, it should be a disaster, but to Joker, he's just like, this is more viewers.
Another guest, surprise guest. But then I love how he said, how they think that, you almost got him. Like they finished the thing for him. Like the pattern's going, and he's like, little did they know I said an ace up my sleeve. And then you see a classic image of Harley after she shoots her little gun with the boxing glove and knocks out Catwoman. I just love the image of where the slinky's hanging off her gun.
Yeah.
And so that's where we find out that Joker has Catwoman tied up at the, what's it, Pussykins?
Yeah, I think
how risque.
Something like that. Yeah.
The Pussykins pet factory where she's tied up on a crap, I said it earlier. A conveyor belt.
Yeah.
Where it like has a bunch of looks like a pummeler where they just grind up the food, whatever they make with the cat food.
Like a meat mincer or something.
Yeah, and Harley's just like talking lighthearted with her. You know, I had a cat once. They don't always land on their feet.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry. Look on the bright side. You'll be feeding millions of or thousands of cats tomorrow. Like, oh, that's just so grotesque thinking about that.
Yeah, it is weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, also just thinking back, like we glossed over it, but I mean, back in that scene where Batman's getting electrocuted is pretty intense.
Yeah,
intense. And Joker's just laughing at it. So this episode, I mean, they have a lot of funny things, but they go from extremes, like big contrast, which I really like. And when Batman gets there, and Harley, she thinks she has the upper hand, and she says, you know, she's kind of openly taunting him, saying, "What you gonna do? Are you gonna save your girlfriend? Are you gonna stop me?" She turns on the mincemeat thing, and right before Catwoman, Batman grabs her. Right before Catwoman gets pummeled, he just turns off the switch, and he goes, "Oh, good call." That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And from then, where do we go, Scott?
So we then go to a rooftop where Batman and Catwoman just share a moment before they head off, and we get that fantastic scene where they're sort of saying, "Oh, you know, maybe we could disappear," and that, and he's like, "Oh yeah, maybe," and then he flies away, and she's like, "Oh, I almost got him."
Yeah, she's like, maybe we could have a future without Max, trying to get him to share his identity, and that's so manipulative, that Catwoman, but that's such her character that like everyone's perfect in character.
Yeah, absolutely. And
even if it's a little overdone at times with like the gimmicks like Two-Face and Penguin, it's still that's what you want. It's Batman. It's a comic.
You get that brilliant scene where Batman reveals himself, who's disguising as Croc, and then all the guns flying over the table. I love that. It's fantastic.
Yeah, give us that in depth.
Yeah,
what happens?
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's so when Joker reveals where Catwoman is, he accidentally spills it to everybody because he can't help himself bragging about it. It's, he suddenly changes tone. Croc was like, "That's all I needed to hear," and then all the villains part the gun, saying, "Oh, you know, seems to be being had." There's Croc's obviously undercover, and then all the police guns fly over the table, and
first Batman throws Joker as Croc, and Joker still thinks it's Croc. He's like, "Was it something I said?"
Okay, yes, yeah, of course.
And then, of course, they pull all their weapons out and like, "Oh, this for your little kitty, Batman." And then he's like, "Well, maybe." And then all of a sudden, you hear just all these guns. Like, it would be funny just to put it on a loop as a meme. You just hear the clicking of guns just going, and that's a really cool scene too.
Yeah,
that would be really fun to try to recreate, but probably very laborious. But yeah, so overall, what do you give this?
I'll go
5 out of 10?
No, I'm going to go for an 8 out of 10, I think, for this one. Really do enjoy it. Yeah. It's not one of my absolute favourites, but I do enjoy watching it. It's brilliant. And so many characters in it. I love how they put Catwoman in there as well. Not Robin to come and save Batman. I love how they use Catwoman. I think that's quite cool.
Thank goodness.
'Cause Robin would have been quite predictable. So it's quite cool that they used Catwoman. But to go for an 8 out of 10, what do you rate it?
I would say that I would say about the same. And I wouldn't go too much higher just because I feel like so many people love it that I wouldn't want to give it such a crazy rating, because I always want to encourage people to check out the other episodes that tend to be underrated, because, you know, that just tends to be the way it goes. But just because I enjoy the different episodes, and, you know, this gets a lot of love anyway, I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
I tend to like the ones that would be one story driven all the way through, but for how much they had to juggle and how much they had to fit into a 22, 23-minute episode, and the way they made it feel like it was like pretty much a movie is pretty incredible. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, there's so many artwork cards from this episode as well that get repeated all around Instagram and stuff. And it is brilliant, and it's so many people's favourite episode as well. It is great, but like I say, I find it a bit boring sometimes to be the same as everybody else and enjoy this one. So there's more episodes that I prefer to this.
Yes, I concur.
But it's still great.
What is our next one? I believe we're one away from one of your favorites.
Yes, the next episode is Birds of Feather, I believe.
Yeah, this one's kind of funny. I like it.
Yeah, it is good. This episode, to be fair, it's nice to see Penguin back.
It humanizes
after a while. Yeah, Birds of Feathers. It is indeed next. It's good. Yeah, quite like this next episode.
It'll be fun.
And then we are to my second favorite ever episode in BTAS, which I can't wait for.
All I think of when I think of this episode is red. Lots of red.
Lots of red. Yeah, it's a brilliant episode though, that is, and can't wait for that. But next episode should be great as well, and a good excuse to use that Penguin figure. I don't use it often enough.
I didn't even know you owned it.
No, I don't use it anywhere near often enough.
Okay, now the moment of truth.
Yes.
What hast thou decided as your figure of the week?
Okay, figure of the week this week is going to be the DC Collectibles Arkham figure. So
just flexing on him. Flex.
Yeah. I haven't uploaded a picture of him this week, but I've definitely been taking some pictures of him, which I'll hopefully get up next week. He's just absolutely fantastic. The detail of him is amazing. I just wish we got the militia soldiers to go with him as well. They got cancelled.
Oh, that would be sick.
Absolutely.
So they were actually in progress?
Yeah, there's pictures of them everywhere online, and
with the hoods
and Poison Ivy as well. Poison Ivy was going to get released, but they cancelled her and those two, which just an absolute joke. DC
Poison Ivy with these. She's necessary. She's a hero.
Yeah, it's just an absolute. I'll see if I can find a picture, but absolutely fantastic figure, and it's just got so many details on it that are just so accurate to the character. I love the red details and red paint on that, but absolutely gutted. Absolutely gutted when they cancelled those Arkham Knight figures.
And there's no way you could do like what you did with the downloadable content, the cryogenic suit for Batman, where track it down and get it.
No, unfortunately not. They just completely cancelled the line.
No
got released. Yeah. Dang. Yeah, which is a shame. I'm trying to find it now. I can't find it anywhere. I did manage to use some substitute soldiers though, which was quite handy. Managed to use some different soldiers from a completely different toy line and use them as militia soldiers because they look quite like it, which is good.
Was it from a video game like Metal Gear Solid?
It's some McFarlane figures.
Ah, okay.
So I'll have to get that picture up. I have to get that picture up this week. I honestly can't even remember what they're from, but they're pretty cool. So I'll have to get them uploaded next week. That picture.
That's a good tease. Yeah, for us to look forward to.
But what is your figure of the week? What have you chose?
What would you guess?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I'd probably say the Batman. Oh, okay, so the Catwoman.
Yeah, I really enjoy her. I really just like the matte look to her. It's different. It's not the same old. There's a lot of cool looking black Catwomans, like black suited, but it just could get redundant. So it's nice to see a newer version of an old character.
Yeah.
Something different.
She is a cool looking figure, to be fair. I like the hair on that figure as well.
It's also nice to find a figure when it's released out at the stores where it's supposed to be. So it's nice not having to hunt everywhere. Yeah,
true.
So it saved a lot on gas. Just finding her at a place that actually had her. Hopefully, we can have some new McFarlane figures for the people next week.
Yes. I really hope they get released very soon in the UK. I haven't seen any out there in the wild yet. I've actually gone around and had a look and couldn't find anything. So, hopefully we'll see that soon.
Any last words before we go off?
No last words other than I've managed to finally find a picture of the Poison Ivy that was supposed to get released.
I remember seeing images now.
Yeah. Absolutely gutted that they didn't release her. She should definitely have been released.
She's beautiful. Hopefully McFarlane does a version.
Yeah.
They are doing art.
It's a massive shame. It really is. And these are the militia soldiers that I was talking about. Let me move them into view. That was the 3-pack that was supposed to get released. I'd have literally bought about 4 of them, so I could have a massive militia army.
I love the heavy duty ones.
Couldn't believe it when they cancelled it. Absolutely livid.
That's unfair.
They're absolutely terrible for doing it, though. DC Collectibles. It's
They
no
would
surprise.
do something like that.
It's no surprise by now, but
That's beautiful.
Such outstanding figures. They really are.
I bet they're on someone's shelf somewhere just collecting dust.
Yeah.
Like a designer.
Poison Ivy figures, fantastic as well. Looking back on some of these pictures, it's so cool seeing them.
I know that was really
cool. Yeah, that Red Hood as well. It's so cool looking back on some of these. Yeah, gutted that they cancelled those militia soldiers, but managed to find a substitute.
They even came with extra hands.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Back in the accessory days of DC Collectibles. Oh, those were the days.
That's unthinkable now. They would never do that.
Yeah, they never would they?
Yeah. They don't even want to be bothered to re-release a Nora Globe, let alone extra hands.
Oh, that's absolutely terrible. But they'll throw in some extra hands just because it's easy for them.
Well, I feel like it's been a good week in toys.
Yes.
For DC fans, anyways.
Yeah.
And pretty happy overall with the DC Essentials. At least with 2 out of them. And you're going to get the Sinestro, right?
Probably, yeah. Probably. Maybe not this week, but I'll go and have a look at it in the store, see what they look like, those figures.
I'm interested to hear what you think on them.
Yeah.
Hopefully you could talk me into getting it. For some reason, I always have a hard time buying Sinestros.
Yeah, I don't think they're the most usable figures, Green Lantern figures, because you've got to do a lot of special effects for them. So it is kind of difficult. They look great, but it is kind of difficult, really.
He has a great mustache, that's for sure. Well, we want to thank you guys for listening. This has been a good, at least first part. Don't know if we're going to have a guest yet, but we'll see. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Well.
Yeah, hoping well. And we don't know who it is yet, but it's usually very good. I mean, we never had a bad guest, so. Oh, well, knock on wood. Could be horrendous. Who knows? But thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed. Till next time.